VCR Redux will begin in T-5 minutes.
What the fart is VCR Redux?
It's the show where we take movies from the VCR era and bring them back to today.
Well, how do we do that?
Well, we start by talking about a VHS classic, and usually you'll say something like,
I haven't been this uncomfortable since I watched Meatballs 4, Meatballs to the Rescue with my parents. Oh yeah, or you'll say something stupid like,
I wish we lived in a world where the Garbage Pail Kids made as many movies as the Muppets.
but I know you'll always see it through with a positive attitude.
I hate this movie, I hate being here, I hate all of this. Oh, Jamie Kennedy. Oh, well, shit. Well, let's go for this.
He was in Son of Mask. This is genius.
I am not a gamer. I'd rather read books.
Ian's like the old lady that's like, I got video game monsters, I got toy monsters in here.
As long as we respect the passion and the artistry that went into these films.
You know, obviously they took this movie, it's 93, right? And you're like, what do you want to see in your Mario movie? And they're like, oh, we want it to be grim, we want a lot of death, we want tits and ass.
Oh, and then we start the pitch ideas with modern day sequels like
Weekend at Bernie's 3, Cocaine Mountain.
Sometimes we take it kind of seriously.
I'll watch a Paul Verhoeven alien movie.
Oh my gosh, that alien will have more vaginas than anything you've ever seen in your life. Sometimes this Hawaiian shirted fool will pitch something stupid like,
I would take out the virtual reality stuff and just have it be about Jeff Fahey mowing the lawn.
Sometimes the best pitches come from the live chat.
Alex Bonafonte also pitches Grand Theft Starfighter Vice Galaxy.
wait, I thought I had the best pitches.
And what happens at the end of the movie? The ultimate fart. The fart that the warmth goes like all the way down to your socks.
The only rules are, there are no rules. Sometimes we cross over franchises.
Only the truck from Tango and Cash can kill Christine.
And sometimes we travel back in time.
Like 1995 is missing a good Universal Soldier sequel.
But you never know what we're gonna pitch next.
What do you want? Do you want Daniel Stern behind like a muzzled mask? Like,
We all know it should be Pesci behind the mask, and like underneath the mask, you should hear him going like fritter, 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 fritter.
you are so proud of yourself for that one. I can't stand you.
I would also love to see a Charles Bronson version of It's a Wonderful Life.
What?
Direct to DVD.
If you made a shot-for-shot remake of Scarface with Goofy as Al Pacino, it would be amazing.
Oh my God.
Dorsey, you need me to be the bad guy.
It's like the worst 1987 Disney movie Disney's ever made. Schlongo, directed by Jim Wynorski.
Like, I would watch a whole bowl of that.
Do the John Holmes story. Add a comedy spin to it.
Wow, the Wonderland murders are so funny.
I'd watch it on my mobile.
Something happens and he goes into a coma. He gets like, hit by a car or something. I know this is dark, but like, bear with me. He's got to go on.
Did you just go like Hard to Kill with Ferris Bueller?
I'd watch it on my iPad.
If you want to just like throw in the kitchen sink, I mean, it all works. Like Alien vs. Predator vs. RoboCop, like if that works. Alien vs. Predator vs. Terminator, that works.
Alien vs. Predator versus Ernest, that works.
That works.
I respect everything you just said. I need David Silver and Terry Silver and the Sloan family all learning the Quicksilver, but they're doing it in Breakin' 3 Hydraulic Boogaloo. And it's underwater. It's gonna be incredible. Eat your fucking shit out, James Cameron. I got the underwater movie you can't touch.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mr. Toxie Goes to Washington.
My ass would be in the theater tomorrow.
If Harley Quinn gets 7 movies, then Tank Girl should get at least 70.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
I mean, why should we even bother with Look Who's Talking when Air Bud is soaring to new highs?
All I know is I want Danny McBride.
I'd want him doing anything other than writing Halloween movies, honestly. Anything that keeps him away from that fucking job, I'm for it.
Just let him talk out of his butt. I don't care how he does it.
I'd rather not.
Austin Powers doing the Macarena.
That would be the opening credits. Come on.
But we have not yet had Die Hard on a half pipe. What if John McClane Jr. was a pro skateboarder and also an avid machine gun enthusiast? Skater Die Hard.
You belong to you and me.
What up, virtual people? Welcome to the 229th episode of VCR Redux, where we take your favorite franchises out of the analog era and bring them back to 2026. I'm your host, pop culture punk Chris Stiles, joined as always by my co-host with the most complaints, film professor Ian Klink.
Hey, Dad, I'm doing my hair.
He hits my hair. And we have two radical guests on the show tonight. First up, the third leg of our VCR tripod himself, Mac Daddy Mickey Torres is Mick back on the show.
Yay!
What's up, everyone?
And rounding out this righteous crew, Fandom Spotlight scribe and horror trivia champion of the Garden State himself, Martin Maruri is back on the show.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Thank you so much for coming back on, my man. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're here today to strut like it's 1977, to light up the dance floor, and to take the Bee Gees from the bottom of the bargain bin to the top of the box office. That's right, folks. This world needs Saturday Night Fever 3, and we're here to give it to you. But before Ian boycotts the musical stylings of Frank Stallone, we got a dish on how Saturday Night Fever came into our lives and what we love about it. And of course, that goes double for you at home and everyone watching the live chat. Was it love at first Laserdisc, Vital VHS? Hit us up in the chat and let us know how Saturday Night Fever came into your lives.
Forget the Bee Gees. Give me Frank Stallone any day.
This is the end. But Martin, when did you first get Saturday Night Fevered?
First time I saw this was last night. I
hate young kids. I hate young dogs.
I thought
world.
Are you Gen Z? You're technically Gen Z. Are you, Martin? You're a little bit younger than us.
I was born in '93.
Get out of here! I'm done with this crap.
Does that make you a millennial or a Gen
I think
Z?
a millennial. I think I'm a
You're
millennial.
a millennial.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, my mom loves this movie and Grease and just John Travolta. So I thought I had seen this. Watched it last night. It was not Grease. It was not Grease at all.
Honestly, even the first time I saw Grease, I was like, that ain't no shit when you're getting lots of what? What did they just say? My mom's favorite, movie star, and whatever. She was obsessed.
My
Everyone's
mom
mom loved John Travolta.
Yes,
I mean,
my mom was like, "Oh, he can do no wrong. He's amazing," and I was like, "Oh, he's doing a lot of wrong."
Yeah, he can't. It's called the chain.
I mean, it started with Welcome Back, Kotter, basically.
The moms loved John Travolta and Patrick Swayze more than any of our fathers. I don't care who your dads were, but if Swayze or Travolta fucking, sashayed through the door and gave a little sway to the hips, it would have been over. We would have been coming from broken homes, folks.
Yeah.
When did the Mac Daddy first get Saturday Night Fevered? Was this a McDate? Is this no?
No, definitely not. Honestly, I remember
Not that old. He was like 4.
I know, he was not even. Yeah, he was like 1.
I remember my aunt having the soundtrack album or whatever. Then I used to stare at this thing all the time, but I never then later on, it was later on. I don't even remember. I know I saw it on HBO. I think I eventually did see it on HBO, but I went down a Bee Gees rabbit hole, around the time that I saw it or whatever case it be. And literally it was just I was obsessed with the Bee Gees. And then not only the soundtrack is fire, but also if you go back and listen to a lot of Bee Gees stuff, when what they were doing before the disco stuff. And I mean that a lot of people just they're so underrated. The brothers
they were around forever,
underrated.
Oh, dude, yeah, harmonies for days. I have a couple Bee Gees songs that are just like the acapella versions with all the music stripped out. If you can get your hands on them, it's fucking amazing. Yep. I mean, their harmonies are literally from the heavens, incredible. And we were talking about it a little bit in the pre-show. Is this the greatest soundtrack album ever? I think it's certainly on the Mount Rushmore of them. It's definitely on the Mount Rushmore. No question. What's your argument? What could possibly be better soundtrack album than this? And before you state, let me just say that in terms of Mickey was saying Purple Rain, but I think Purple Rain would have been a hit without the movie. They just put it out as a record and it would have been a hit. I think this movie needed this soundtrack and this soundtrack needed this movie. The Bee Gees needed the movie and the movie needed the Bee Gees. Very much.
The era of disco needed this soundtrack to
disco was done. It was resurrected.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But if I had to name some Do you count Pink Floyd's The Wall as a movie album or just an album?
Oh God! And then you're talking about Tommy's The Who. I don't know.
That's more like a concept.
That's a concept. All right. So I would say this.
I mean, you got to do the Crow soundtrack.
The Bodyguard. Everybody had The Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard's a good one. The Crow's a good one.
Bodyguard was a big one. Big
Bodyguard.
one,
So
but...
I think of that. It's like.
But I think that's more just like one hit. You know, you just everyone knows the one song. Name me a second fucking song on the Bodyguard soundtrack. You cannot do it. This album is deep.
Queen of the Nile. How dare you, sir?
Oh,
I don't think it's talked about a lot, but I love the Wedding Singer soundtrack.
Dude, thank you. That's a great one. I mean, the 90s had some bangers, and granted, that's an 80s album, but in the 90s, Dazed and Confused, same thing.
Here's the thing.
Empire Record.
To me, what makes a great soundtrack album is a album that the music was specifically written for the movie. So I feel like the BG, like this Saturday Night Fever, it was written basically for this movie.
I can argue with that because of one of the albums I was going to name was Dazed and Confused album.
That's a retro, yeah.
That's a retro.
That's a killer. That's a killer.
Same,
oh, it's same with Forrest Gump. It's a killer album, but it's a retro.
Yeah, Forrest Gump would be out there. But a lot of people.
Like I also think of like the Judgment Night soundtrack, which was like the ushering of a lot of like rap rock.
Are you talking about Judgment Night with my Emilio Estevez?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
There's
so many. That's like the start of like the whole
not that
soundtrack
song.
thing.
For years, I thought Free Fallin' was on that soundtrack, and that is not that song, sir.
No.
Oh my God, I'm getting flashbacks to Judgment Night now. Snap me back. When did Iowa Ian first get the fever?
All right, first off, chesticles out, baby. It's the 70s.
Yeah.
All
How deep is your V? Yeah.
That's right. No, this. This is, and I hope I'm in the right crowd. Name the Travolta trifecta. The Paramount trifecta. Name the 3 VHS.
Oh, can I go?
Yeah, go for it, Chris.
It's Grease, obviously, Saturday Night Fever, and Urban Motherfucking Cowboy.
That's right. Like this.
Urban Cowboy is awesome.
Wow.
Those things were everywhere.
Yeah. They were the Jerry Maguire tapes of their day. Yeah.
Those three were.
Urban Cowboy was probably one of my first DVDs that I ever got.
Get the fuck out of here. That's so telling about you. I love that about you.
City of Angels, and then I think it was Urban Cowboy.
Dude, this man is complex. This man has layers. Like, folks, Mac Daddy Mickey Torres.
So,
goddamn.
There was a period of.
I love it.
There's a period of my life where in high school, I was obsessed with the 70s to the point I actually wore bell bottoms, Chuck Taylors, and shirts that said, "Don't bug me, Watergate." All right. Like I wore stuff like that. All right. And so I was into disco. And of course, if you're into disco, you've got to watch Saturday Night Fever. All right. But I watched the PG version of Saturday Night. Years later,
this is so telling about you, and I love this too.
Years later, I'm watching the movie again because I'm like, I haven't seen this in a while. Let's watch this. Boy, did I fall into the R-rated traps of late 70s suicide, abortion, curses, everything you could think of. And I'm going, this is not the movie I saw years ago. You know, so but I remember it, and I actually, for a church thing, I actually did a disco dance.
Oh.
When it was like a history of the church going through all the decades, and I did like a disco dance.
Great.
Do this, so
he's just like, oh great, disco and church, my two fucking favorite things.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, like I can't even imagine like breaking a disco. Like I could see like a lot of parents, a lot of like of the
once the hips start moving, they're like,
well, they were into it. No, they were into it. It was a huge hit. It was like,
well, yeah, because the parents are from the disco era. So,
yeah, so
when you were a kid, you were a kid too.
Fun fact. This bad boy right here, this dance floor was actually in Davenport, Iowa for years. For years, this was in Iowa. And I don't know where it is now, but they were all proud that in Davenport, Iowa, they had the Saturday Night Fever dance floor.
So, since we brought up the dance floor, before I miss my opportunity, I have to just state a little bit of film trivia with this movie. At one point, it was going to be directed by John Avildsen, who was just coming off of Rocky, and he was like one of the biggest directors in the movie business.
That's why there's a
And
Rocky poster in there.
I think that may be a little wink wink to his contributions on the film. And apparently he had no interest in making like a disco movie, and he wanted to make like Mean Streets, like a tough, guys, and they just happened to like do the disco stuff or whatever. And he kept pulling the disco out of the movie, like, after rewrite, and eventually like, look, he wants to edit the Bee Gees songs, like, no, this ain't gonna work. But his contribution that stayed in the film was the light up dance floor. Is that even though that these guys were in Brooklyn and it was kind of a poor neighborhood, in 1977, 1976, and these fancy dance club, they would not have a light up dance floor in a Brooklyn dance club.
No.
But they put it in the movie because it's fucking iconic and it's just great movie. It's practically a character in the movie is as important as
Well, and this movie is, infamous for the fact that disco was basically dead. I mean, the Yankees disco night, burn your disco record night. I can't remember what they called it, but that was
was that before this?
Yes, they were in the editing room making this movie when that famous Yankee Stadium burn the disco, blow up the record. They blew up the record. They were in the editing room. And so they basically thought, well, this movie's gonna turd. Like this is gonna smell crap. And when this movie came out, literally this and the album completely discos came all it was a fever. It's like disco was not dead. It was well alive into the 80s. I mean, there's disco and Ghostbusters. If you're really listening to the soundtrack, Saving the Day is a disco hit.
Oh yeah. No, you're 100%.
So literally you've got to thank this movie for actually having a disco. I mean, and there was a disco in Iowa. My parents went to it. I know they're watching right now, and I hope they're embarrassed. But they went to a disco, and they said it wasn't fun. But
getting to the power of movies, like White Suits flew off the shelves. We were talking about Smokey and the Bandit. The T-top, the Firebird or whatever. It was like it was dead, and then sales went up 700%. I think that I've argued this all the time about like Mighty Ducks got so many people into hockey, and there are NHL players who say the reason they decided to start playing hockey was the Mighty Ducks. Now they've grown up and they've made it to the NHL. Like I know that's true of Major League. I know there's boxers every boxer watches Rocky. Who doesn't watch Rocky? You know what I mean? Like movies are important. They serve to inspire people.
Hey, I got into Kumite fighting because of blood sports. So.
And you're here today to tell the story.
Here today to tell the story.
Some of us, it's because our sensei taught us hamster style, and some of us are born into it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. But I was going to go to the live chat. It hasn't hit me yet. I'm sure it'll hit me in a second and see who's all in the chat today. But I guess while I'm waiting for that, I'll tell you my first time getting Saturday Night Fevered. So I have an interesting backstory to this movie. Like many others, of course, my mom loved Travolta. She loved these movies. I don't know if she saw the PG version or what, but I remember specifically when she got this. Okay, here I see the live chat coming in now. But I remember when she got this, and she showed me this in Greece, but with this movie, she kept making me leave the room. She's like, "You have to leave the room every time I say you have to leave the room." And like I spent half the fucking movie like not even in the room. And like,
so you might as well have seen the PG version. Your mom edited it for you.
So like, I'm sorry, Mom, but the first time I ever heard the phrase "cock tease" was thanks to you. In the fucking movie, I'm in the next room and I don't know what's going on, but I hear like, "Oh, you just the cock tease. What are you doing?" Huh? It's like, "Don't call me a cock tease," and I'm like, "What the hell is going?" Like, I get it. Well, I knew what it meant, but like, geez, like
your dad was foul mouthed.
But yeah, there's a lot in this movie that like, whoo, I cannot believe the racial slurs, whatever. Even like, we'll talk about it, but like, man, poor Annette, Jesus fucking Christ. I can't think of someone
you know why they did the PG
shit on in movie.
You know why they did the PG version?
To sell soundtrack albums.
Well, it was that, but it was also the drive-ins. they were getting so many kids wanting to see that at the drive-ins that the people the Paramount just they said we've got to do a PG cut of this because parents are complaining at drive-ins and all this kind of stuff and
So it's
But the
interesting.
soundtrack too. The soundtrack made that happen. Kids listened to the soundtrack. They wanted to see the movie, so they just decided to release a PG version of it, and it
It's
worked.
funny that Stallone directed the sequel because I almost feel like this movie is sort of Lords of Flatbush-y. Like I see
Oh,
similar
yeah.
DNA in this, and
Yeah.
I think I prefer Lords of. I think I kind of prefer Lords of Flatbush, but they both kind of like. I think they both kind of fall short a little bit of what they're trying to do for me personally. Now I will admit that this is obviously a huge pop cultural thing. The soundtrack album kicks fucking ass. But to me, outside of the dance sequences, there's a lot about this movie that like I don't care to watch. Just to put it lightly.
Yeah.
To rewatch.
I didn't really care to watch it the first time
made
either,
for the YouTube era.
Let me tell you.
I want to watch Gen Z reacts to this movie. That's what I want to fucking see.
When I was watching this for the first time yesterday, I don't think in a million years I could have guessed the last 30 minutes of this movie.
No.
I was like, the dance scenes, I was like, oh, this is nice. This is great. I'm enjoying this. And then a lot of other things.
He's a jerk in this movie.
Oh, totally.
He's 100% one of the biggest jerks in like, cinema history.
But but the thing is like that was the macho kind of.
It was,
it's not
Brooklyn
just
kind
him.
of thing.
I feel like almost
it's
everyone in
warts
this
and all.
movie
Warts
is
and
pretty
all, I guess.
terrible.
Yeah, everyone in this movie is a pretty fucking terrible
His family's
person.
terrible. His friends are terrible. Like,
yeah, they're obviously all fucking terrible people, and he's terrible. Like, he's driving the car or whatever, just fucking letting god awful shit happen.
Oh, man,
yeah, dude, that is like so hard to watch, and it's like because it feels so real is why it's so fucking hard to watch. Like, so uncomfortable.
It's also it's a movie that that happens to have dance in it, but it's like it's so like to me, like I also like I look at this as like it's a coming of age movie, kind of like the American Graffitis and the all thing. But I say coming of age because I mean by the end of this, he realizes I'm a bad person. Like I'm a bad person.
At least there's that.
I'm like my life is horrible, like and everything. It's almost like it's like. The beginning is the beginning of disco, and the end of the movie or the end is like pretty much the downside of disco.
So what's his solution? Go be a dance singer, a jazz singer in a Broadway production in Staying Alive.
Oh gosh, I cannot wait to talk about Staying Alive. I've waited, almost 240 episodes to talk about that wonderful piece
Chris
of
is
shit.
Obsessed with sweaty thighs.
That masterpiece of shit. Travolta's bulge alone. I mean, there's just so much going on. So much to unpack in Staying Alive.
Alone? Is that what you said?
His bulge alone, and
I thought you said Trelone. I'm like, what a great title to that movie.
Trelone.
The Trelone verse.
Oh, dude, I need that. There is First of all, there is a Trelone verse out there. It's just not in this fucking timeline that we're living in because they loved each other so much. They used to party at Studio 54 and shit, and I'm sure there was some nose candy involved.
Oh, for sure.
But in the original draft of Rambo 2, I'm sure Ian knows this, it was supposed to be a buddy movie with Travolta and Stallone. Travolta was supposed to be Stallone's friend from Vietnam, and like, goddamn, I just want to peek at what that movie would have been. I want to watch like an AI trailer for that or something.
Saw it. It's called The Experts.
Oh my god.
Isn't it also back in the USSR for those of you?
Oh god. Wow.
Isn't that also what it's known as? I love movies with two fucking titles that are so out there.
Yeah.
The story of Step Kids and Big Girls Don't Cry. They get even.
Yeah.
Worst retitling ever.
I never think of it as The Experts. I always think of it as back in the USSR.
So I do want to go to the live chat real quick before we get to the wonderful Staying Alive. Sylvester Stallone directed Staying Alive, by the way. So who's in the live chat? I see Kind Blue Werewolf. Thank you for tuning in. Angie Saunders, the Mashup Genius. Mikey Riffraff, the other Mashup Genius. 808 Hawaiian Warrior. That's that's a bunch of things I love in one thing. Manting One, Caitlin Allwin, America's Next Top Model, Michael Ricci, our favorite location scout, LaRue Voodoo, another new name. Thank you so much for tuning in. Gold's Code, the great Sean Gold, Duck Joystick. This movie's bringing out all kinds of disco ducks today. Thank you so much,
Nice.
everybody, tuning in.
Disco Duck. Now
Dude.
that's what I'm talking about. Rick D's.
Wow. Ian hitting you with like the
Disco Duck.
The D's. He hit you with the D's.
Ian's V goes deeper than I realized, man. I'm
Dude,
impressed.
listen, I was into disco, baby. It was my jam there for a while.
Wow, Ian, you've
Give me
never
some
seemed so like
give me some
spicy and
Gloria-
flavorful in all of
Give
VCR
me some
Redux
Gloria
history.
Gaynor. You give me some Thelma Houston. Like, give me it all, baby.
Wow. See,
Folks,
I was
Ian's
not
not
a,
eating on
I was
white
not a
bread
disco
tonight.
fan.
I love this. I'm not a disco fan, but I'm a fan of Ian being like, this is the spiciest he's ever been on this show. I love
Can't have
this.
you. I don't want nobody, baby. If I
He's
can't
dig
have
deep in the
you,
pocket right now. I love it.
You can almost
Um,
see him at a disco, like literally, like when if we are ever at a place and all of a sudden a disco song came on, my first thought would be Ian's getting up and dancing.
So yeah,
Like-
I have this theory
You
now.
play
'Cause I've
Disco
been-
Duck, I am. He's a
I've
duck.
been to a fucking
He's
John
out of luck.
Cafferty. I've been to a fucking John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band concert with this man Mickey Torres, and let me just tell you, his superpower fucking comes out. He could have stole everyone's wife in the fucking place that night. And now I'm thinking, if we were at disco night, I would be seeing Ian in the same fucking superpower mode, and like,
Pretty
This man-
somehow
This
we
man
gotta
has seen, I have seen Casey and the Sunshine Band live in concert. Right.
Oh man, I bet this man was a dancing fool. I love it. So getting back to live chat though, Angie Saunders, I watched both movies. Watched the first one on VHS. It was my sister's favorite movie, but didn't know at the time how dirty the movie was. Oh yeah, when you're so innocent, like that shit goes over your head.
Because
I
you
can
watch
totally
Grease
see.
and you're like, oh, there's Grease. Let me watch Saturday Night Fever because they're right next to each other. It's a double pack. All right. Nope.
So
Yeah,
Manting One saying I was watching the movie thinking it was the PG version, but it was the R-rated. I was with Sis and her friends. I was the youngest, so oof, that could be traumatizing as well. Micah Ricci saying I remember my mom watching this movie. I had no idea what was going on. Okay, we're similar.
We're all
boats,
the
my
same
friend.
boat.
Yeah, Mikey Riffraff said saw this at the local drive-in. So there you go, Ian. You knew your
Oh, the
stuff.
PG version.
Kyle 2.0 says the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, but the songs stay on their own without the movie. The movie was
Oh,
shaped
fair.
around the songs. Yeah, that's
Fair.
another retro soundtrack
Yeah.
though. So
Yeah,
Mickey,
yeah.
to Mickey's point, if the songs have to be written for the movie, it's like this, and there's a few dance ones. Obviously, Footloose,
Midnight Cowboy.
Flashdance,
Midnight Cowboy.
Top Gun, Back to the Future. There's
Oh,
some
Top
power
Gun.
ones
Okay,
in the
Top
80s.
Gun.
You know,
Top
Top Gun.
Purple
Top
Purple
Gun's a
Rain,
good
of
one.
course.
Top
Yeah,
Gun's a
Top
good
Gun.
one.
Yeah, Top
Gun's
Gun, yeah,
great.
the theme to Top
That's
Gun
a good
was
one,
Steve
yeah.
Stevens, which is
Yeah.
like that's awesome in itself.
Danger Zone.
That is true. Yeah. No,
I
like
love,
the
I
theme,
love
like
the,
the yeah.
Streets
theme
of
is-
Fire.
Oh.
Streets of Fire soundtrack. I love that one.
I mean, me
Yeah.
personally, I'm gonna go with Eddie and the Cruisers too, forever. The best soundtrack in
Eddie and the
fucking-
Cruisers, great. Streets of Fire.
It's one of
like,
the, one of the
I-
greatest
yeah.
fucking albums ever written, folks.
So
Let's be real.
much right now.
Eddie
hate
lives, baby.
so
He fucking
much.
Eddie and the Cruisers.
my man
2,
Rick motherfucking
Give
Diesel
me
on the
Eddie and
guitar.
the Cruisers 1
Fire.
It's gotta
soundtrack.
live, it's gotta breathe. So Angie Saunders saying Pulp Fiction also has a good soundtrack. Gold's Code
Oh.
saying, whoa, whoa, whoa,
That's a good
Ian,
one.
cover up. This is a family show. Never seen this movie, just came to see Mickey dressed
This
as
is
a
the R-rated
1920s
version of the show,
newspaper
baby.
boy. So he just came here to see Mickey dressed as a 1920s newspaper boy, and Kyle 2.0 saying Disco Dockin'. Oh, I need it. I need it. I need it. The 1987
Disco Doc-
sequel we needed. Yes, the Saturday Night Fever 3, Hello Mary Lou, the Prom Night 3, the Teenage Wasteland, Disco Dockin'. Yeah, what a dream warrior it could be. So
Yeah.
we got to talk about it, folks. Staying Alive. It is on everyone's list of the worst sequels ever made, and it deserves to be there, but I still
I got 10
prefer it.
minutes into it.
I know.
got
I'm just gonna say it.
I got
I
10
fucking
minutes
prefer
out.
it. I prefer Staying Alive
So-
to Saturday Night Fever.
so
there's no,
somebody's
there's
gotta-
no, there's no
See, now-
sexual assault.
So
Now I'm gonna have to
somebody's
watch
gotta
it.
remind me.
Now I'm gonna have to
Somebody's gotta
watch it.
remind
All
me
right, don't
of
do
this
it. Don't-
movie.
Don't.
The only
Okay,
reason
okay.
why.
Don't.
Here's the thing. So
I will
somebody's gotta
recap
remind me of
for
this
and you've
movie.
seen everything you need to know.
I will
about
recap it for you. It's 6 years later, directed by the wonderful Sylvester Stallone. Well, who was then wonderful.
Yeah.
The then wonderful Sylvester Stallone. John Travolta, Tony Manero is he has moved to Manhattan. He is trying to make it for himself, and he's just getting rejected at every agency. He can't make it as an actor. He can't get any attention in this town. His friend Cynthia Rhodes, who's also kind of his girlfriend, is a dancer in like a Broadway show, and eventually he uses her, to get an audition, and then he sort of leaves her for Finola Hughes, who's like the star of the
He's
show.
still terrible.
It's got Showgirls vibes to it. Like, there's so many things I love about it. Like,
So
I might have to
I
see
did.
it. I might have to see it.
It's John
it's very
Travolta's
glitzy.
sweaty
It's very,
thighs. That's all that movie is.
They give you a couple new Bee Gees songs. They're all forgettable. They give you a bunch of Frank Stallone songs. They're all memorable for better or worse. And I love the good ones, but the bad ones like Moody Girl are just like shit.
Is that the one that has
There's a
Knife on
lot of
Broadway?
montages. Eventually, Travolta gets in the play, but he gets dissed by the girl, and then he kind of comes back to his friend, but then disses her again, and it ends with him strutting through Manhattan to bookend
That has
like the
Nights on
beginning.
Broadway, right?
Well,
all right. So
I don't think so. Does it have Nights on Broadway?
Here's the thing. Now you gave the synopsis. I have completely mistaken this movie because originally I'm sitting there going like Staying Alive. Oh yeah, that's the one with Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, that's
And
perfect.
him.
Perfect, baby.
Perfect, baby. 1985 is perfect. We gotta do perfect one of these days.
All I thought about was that movie. I'm like, because I thought that was a sequel to Staying to Saturday Night Fever.
Both have sweaty thighs.
Well, let me say
And
this.
big bulge,
Let me say
yeah.
this. When I finished watching this movie last night, the first thing I thought of was, because I knew the sequel existed. I never seen it. I knew how bad people say it was, but the first thing I did say was, well, like, damn, I wonder if I would like it more because it seems to, it looks like it has less of a lot of the stuff I didn't like. I was very excited in the beginning of Saturday Night Fever. I didn't look up the cast besides I knew John Travolta, but I was excited to see Annette, the actress who plays Annette, because
From
I grew up with Even Stevens on Disney Channel.
Oh, that's right.
She's the mom. She's the mom.
Right.
And as soon as I
She's
saw, it, I was
also
like,
the
"This." I was
mom
like,
in Out of
Oh,
This World.
dude,
though.
that must have been traumatizing for you to see what
I
happens
was,
to the
I
mom
was like,
from
"Oh
Even
my god!" I was like,
Stevens.
"That's
Jesus
so cool!
Christ.
I can't wait to see the journey she goes on." And it was.
Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
So I
you
didn't
guys
love
need therapy right now, and Ian too.
So I didn't love all that stuff. I thought it was a lot of,
Yeah.
besides the dancing.
Donna
I was just like,
Pascal.
this is weird, man. I don't know. So then I was like, maybe, I know a lot of people hate it, but maybe I might like it more. I don't know.
So I will say I give some points back to the first movie for Fran Drescher. I love Fran Drescher, and she's in the trifecta of the greatest voices that have ever lived. It's Fran Drescher, Annie Potts, and Rosie Perez.
She's in the first movie?
Yeah, she's Connie. She's you as good on that dance floor? Are you good in bed?
Oh
You on
my
that dance
God.
floor?
I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that's a young ass Fran Drescher, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
So
the cast.
like that. So I had forgotten when on the rewatch, like again, like you think of Even Stevens, I think of Donna Pascal as Evie's mom in Out of This World, the sitcom. So I automatically, when I was rewatching this, I'm like, oh, I forgot. And then you're watching the movie, like I had forgotten, all the hardcoreness of this movie.
Yeah,
I think of her as Patsy Parisi's wife on The Sopranos, unable to tell the joke about a horse with the long face, and whatever. But
so many things.
So yeah, I don't know. Staying Alive, I prefer it. I don't know. Ian's, I guess the only other one with memory of it. Ian, is it a thumbs up or thumbs down for you? It sounds like it's a thumbs down for you.
Oh, thumbs. Oh, I got 15 minutes into it. 10 minutes. I was out. I couldn't do it.
See, now this movie found me in a unique way because I was stuck in Wisconsin and I would rather do anything than go outside and snowmobile or fish or any of that shit. So when you have satellite TV, you just,
what
boom.
you choose.
Staying Alive, baby. It was, there weren't 50,000 channels like there were back then, but any rate, it is
the reason I disagree with that movie is it defeats the entire disco-dom. Like it completely ignores that it was even a thing. And honestly, truthfully, you might as well just made it a different movie. Like
here's the thing. I mean, you could, you could make the case that one's about the rebirth of disco or the birth of it, and the other one is about the death of it, because disco didn't die like a sudden death like it would have with Burn Your Records Night if the movie hadn't happened. Because the movie happened, it just kind of faded away. And that's sort of like what the movie's about. It's like he's kind of faded away as a person. And he's still an unlikable piece of shit character. but at
Yeah.
least like he's not as bad as he is in the first movie.
I have a
But you
question. I
get
have a
you get
question
you
about
get the end of the movie. The first, Saturday Night Fever. You get the fact that he wants to better his life. So I mean, the second one, I guess, takes off in on that journey.
But like, does it answer? Like, does it relate to the first one at all? Do they bring up any characters or anything? Like,
Really?
Not really. There's I think there was a scene they shot where Annette comes to the show and they cut it.
Annette's in it.
And
Oh, okay.
you know, again, she's not
They
in it,
cut
but they
it.
cut it. There was a cameo, I think, into an earlier script for the old guys, the old gang, and then they cut that out because again, like you want the idea is that he's moved on from that.
Well, and they were trying
you
to
know.
sell it as a non-disco movie, like
Of course, yeah,
Well,
but it's not.
sure.
They're also trying not to sell it as a zero disco movie because like disco hadn't fully done. It was, it was basically on death's door, but like, like you said, it was still kind of around. There was some like quasi like, this era of the '83. You could have been doing a disco album or a new wave album, and it could have been the same album. Like, it was kind of all blurred for a little while there before like the hairband shit
I just
really
think they
took
waited
off.
too. I just think they waited too long, and unfortunately, he hit his. This was the downturn of the Travolta train. Like this was the.
Yes, this is definitely it because I mean, even though he had done a few critically acclaimed movies, Urban Cowboy was a success, but like Blowout bombed. It's it's his best movie, but it bombed.
Blowout's so good.
Oh,
Blowout
it's
is
a great
incredible,
De Palma movie, but yeah,
we should do Blowout one of these days.
I was reading though that this movie was like really commercially successful. Like it made a lot of money though.
This movie did, and people make this movie as a case for why 1983 is the worst year of movie history, and certainly you can make a case for it's the worst movie of the 80s. And people make the case that 82 is the great year, right? It's got all this kick-ass shit like fucking E.T. and Poltergeist and like whatever. But this 83, if you really Google it, the top movies of the year are there's a lot on there that are like pretty fucking forgettable or like I don't know, but
not Porky's 2 the next day, sir.
Oh, you sick fuck.
I love that movie.
All right, it's pitch time though. We're well past it, and it's a tough one. How do you continue this franchise? You have to acknowledge that this terrible sequel happened. It's the worst sequel. It's like Speed 2 Cruise Control. Everyone hates this movie.
I could see a world where another movie. I mean, like man. I mean, this is years. If you did it today, this is years behind. But if you did it back then, I mean, like it's still the redemption has never come. His redemption has never come. So can we finally get his true redemption? His true. I mean, like like you hit rock bottom in a sense. I mean, like I said, his one main gift or the best thing he does is dancing. So now it's like, how do I make a life of this? How do I make a career out of this? And
what's sort of what Staying Alive is a little bit about.
Yeah, but I think but I don't think it hits the marks, right? I mean, like again, I don't think you get full redemption.
I can't lie. I would love, truthfully, you do two birds, one stone, right? And yes, I know they did one not too long ago, like if I remember right. But if you were to remake Fame, right, and you get Travolta as the teacher, but it's
Tony.
It's Tony. You could have a really interesting movie there. The problem
is, this is like
we're in old dogs Travolta years. All right, we're not in the greatest of years for Travolta.
We're in the post Gotti Travolta years.
Yeah, we're in the Gotti Travolta years.
Well, how about we have Tony trying to still chase that dream, but it's like he's in a nursing home and it has to be like a disco competition with all these elderly people and stuff like that.
That is a beautiful Disney movie right there.
That is definitely a decom from 1987, The Wonderful World of Disney original movies. So
but, like you could do something like that where Tony's a teacher now, and the hard part is, and I've said this for years, for the old man redemption story, Color of Money kind of took it away. You can't Color Money was the perfect format for a movie made a long time ago where what the character does now, where he's older, is train the young one. And I don't want to do that formula. I don't want to have John Travolta, you're going to be the next disco king. But Yeah, it doesn't. But Travolta as a dance instructor,
Yeah.
you could have a cool Whiplash type thing. You could have a cool Creed kind of did it, and I mean, not to bring the Travolta.
He takes over the studio. He takes over the dance studio. Like it's like up for
Yeah, that's what
sale,
I'm saying.
whatever
I
case
mean,
it be. So he goes back to Brooklyn. He goes back to Brooklyn and buys the dance studio.
I like and
okay.
And what was it?
You get the Rocky Balboa vibes, you know.
Is it still just disco though?
What's a good Bee Gees
No,
song?
it's a dance studio. So
Song for the title.
You know, the thing is, you know, maybe we need a movie like this now because people. Here's the thing. Fucking people today don't fucking dance. All right. No, seriously. Ian, your teacher, ask any of your fucking students, especially the boys, if they dance. They don't do it. You know why they don't do it? Because we live in a smartphone world. And if you're doing something stupid, it takes about 0.5 seconds before someone fucking whips out their phone and
100%.
starts filming you doing it in fucking 4K. So, like, that shit just, like, people don't dance. They're not willing to look foolish anymore. And so maybe we do need a movie like this. Maybe, you know, Travolta's got to be, it's that one of those things where the kids hate dance and he's got to get them into it. You know, I hate those kind of movies in general, but sounds like that's maybe.
But listen, but look, his neighborhood opening up a dance studio in his old neighborhood has changed. I mean, that's going to be interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. And then the thing is that maybe there's like, you know, obviously we live in a day and age where like, you know, dance competition shows, like So You Think You Can Dance and stuff like that. So maybe there's a kid or whatever like that that's like that he sees that has the potential to go on that show and you know, like, or America's Got Talent or whatever case may be. So he sees him in the dance studio and then he starts like, you know, training them to get that, you know, that win that prize or whatever case may be. Kind of like a Karate Kid, but in the of dance. Yeah.
Cobra Kai of Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we bring back anyone?
This
Do
guy
we
was
bring
my
back
rival
anyone?
back in 1977, you know?
I think you bring them all back. Bring, you know.
Do we bring Annette back?
Totally bring her back. You know, she's the one that calls him out on his hypocrisy. You know, as he's like trying to like rise above with this kid, you know, almost like, I mean, you're almost kind of getting into Rocky 5 territory, but
yeah. Oh man, the original version of Rocky 5. I gotta say this: the work print. That's the version, folks. That's the fucking version.
I still haven't seen this. So,
well,
what happens?
You still haven't seen the work print of Rocky 5 or any version of Rocky 5?
I've seen Rocky 5, but I haven't.
I love Rocky. Here's the problem.
The work print version's better. You see little Marie, and she's a street whore. It's like, yeah, that's the dark shit. Like that's what we, you know, the movie didn't have the guts to be as dark as it wanted it to be. The studio didn't let.
I kind of feel like if we got Annette years later, man, she would probably be like, you know, like a crisis counselor or something like that.
Yeah, and she's calling him out, and he knows like you got to give the apology on screen that we
they would need a couple conversations.
The brother comes back, and maybe the brother returned to the priesthood,
possibly.
And then like Tony's like asking for forgiveness and stuff like he's, you know, like you can do like a Rocky 5 scenario where he hits rock bottom and he buys the gym. Essentially he buys the dance studio.
I love Rocky 5 and I'm always in favor of this. Like that's another one that I'll die on that fucking hill. Like yes, it sucks, but I still love it. It's hard to explain, but yeah, give me any, and especially if Richard Gant's in the movie playing George Washington Duke.
Well, and maybe what happens is they, you know, he starts to put some stuff on like Instagram and Snapchat and all this stuff, and he just takes off. Like this is an example of a kid whose dance moves are so incredible it takes off, and he completely leaves Tony in the dust. And not that Tony has to compete with him, but I'm just saying like that's like Tony's story is. All those years of being a piece of shit, like unfortunately you have to live that life. You have to be karma sucks.
Yeah.
You know,
these are serious pitches. I was much more serious than I was expecting for tonight. So I will go to live chat.
A sequel of Sweaty Thighs. I'm not doing.
I mean, he definitely needs to be like I don't know, because the last time we see Annette is like he just leaves her with the two guys who just assaulted her, like, and we
I
don't ever
know.
see again. So there definitely needs to
And
be
what
something
and literally,
like,
but literally also like part of the story is he needs to kind of prove himself. And so what you get is a really interesting kind of Hollywood redemption story. If Travolta needs something, if Travolta like
What?
really dance, like if
What
he
if
could
the
really train
kid?
himself to dance, and like in a meta way, the dance scene in this movie is like almost on
Yeah.
par with the original disco dance, from the first one. You can have some really powerful, like Oscar worthy, redemption moments for
What if the kid is a Nets kid? And it's a kid from like the like
oh
oh my
either
gosh,
wow.
e- yeah,
Okay.
so he's training the kid, he doesn't know, and then one day Annette comes in the studio to pick up the kid.
Oh, and it's him. She
And
goes up and
now
slaps Tony. Oh, she
yeah, and
slaps him hard.
yup, and now he's confronted
Oh,
with this. Now he has to like literally live up to the fact that he didn't stop anything. He
yeah,
like literally like he ruined like and you can go into the backstory. Like she's still living in Brooklyn. She never got past this, whatever the case may be, and all this stuff.
that's
And you
hard.
ruined my life and everything like that and all this stuff. And now you want to take my kid and bring him down the same path that you did, whatever, like whatever. Nah. Yeah.
would you
You go
would you
from there.
cast somebody? Would you cast somebody like like hot right now, or would you want somebody that's just like a no name trained dancer type person?
You got to go no name because the reality is like you don't. I mean, like who could do? I mean, it would have to be you know. I mean, I don't know if you make the kid like 18, 19, 20. I don't know if you do that. Like like
Well, what
it
makes
could be
sense?
it could be a younger kid. It could be a younger kid. Try,
The kid would
if
be
you're
50.
going.
The kid would be
It,
50 now, Mickey.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
no,
That's
no.
the kind of what I'm thinking.
Well,
Like,
that's true. That's true.
he'd be 49 years old. Yeah,
An
Yeah, because
adopted kid. I don't know.
the
yeah, that's
grandkid. I
true.
guess it would have to be the
Oh,
fucking
that would be
Yeah, it
grandkid.
could be
honestly that would
could be a
that's what it
grandkid,
would
could
be
be
her
something.
Grandkid.
her
Yeah.
grandkid. It's still the lineage of the
But I mean,
Grandkid,
I will say,
grandkid, and the father or the daughter is
yeah,
from that.
yeah.
so here's the thing. I mean, you really nailed it with the Rocky,
Marissa
calling it
Tomei's
the Rocky
daughter.
Five, because I mean, no matter what you do with it, I feel like it is going to be extremely unpleasant to watch people hash out 50 years of
Oh
trauma
yeah.
from sexual assault and like just being an absolute piece of shit.
But I think
So like
but I think
it could
somebody
be done. It could be done well, and it could be like
yeah.
brilliantly written and brilliantly acted, brilliantly directed, all these things. But it's still not going to be a fucking good time at all for anyone to watch. And granted, I don't think either of the first two movies
The
are a fucking good
original
time,
wasn't
are a
like
good time at all for anyone to watch.
The
So
PG
that
version
fits.
is a fun time to watch. Yes.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to that. But
It's just the disco dancing. That's it.
Is it like 20 minutes long?
Pretty much.
So I do want to get to the
You know-
live chat. There are pitches in the live chat. Mikey riff raff with the pitch. Tony has a successful Broadway career and moderate success in the movies. Our story centers around an older Tony who mentors a young struggling actor in Saturday Night Fever Reborn. So very much kind of what we've been pitching.
Yeah.
And I like that he kind of had like the Broadway career thing and a little bit of movies. Like I buy that. Tony Manero, like he never really got I could see him having the career of, and I forget the actor's name, but Cher's boyfriend from Loverboy, who's the Italian hunk in Loverboy and a couple other things. Rob something. Any rate, I could see Tony Manero having a career kind of like that. Like, yeah, I dated someone famous for a while. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a terrible Travolta. I'm sorry.
John Travolta in Sunday morning flu.
It'd be more like sundown morning flu now at this point. Fucking. Joint pain Johnny. Gold's Code with the pitch, though. Gold's Code's pitch. Mitchell gets a job at an aging disco only to be targeted for demolition by the preps. Now he must dance and blade the night away in a telethon to save disco and dance in Saturday Night Fever Born. Staying alive, bruh. Oh, I love it. Mitchell is at it again. And
Disco
so is
dance
Sean Gold.
on a skateboard. I'll watch the movie.
That I mean, there's a John Badham flick. There's a Rad Brethren. Rad meets
Ah,
Thrashing.
one scene from this movie has to be where basically like you get like a retro 70s night at a newer club and Travolta goes and shows off
Oh,
his
I
stuff.
couldn't watch that. That'd be the worst scene of the movie. That would don't let that man do disco at this.
Oh man, it would be great. It would be
Mr. Who?
great. The hairpiece and everything.
Oh gosh.
So
hairpiece.
the other thing about Staying Alive, while we're on this topic, is it really is like written just like a Rocky sequel, and it's in it. And Stallone was
really
the
is.
director because Travolta was absolutely blown away by Rocky 3. He said, "I absolutely love Rocky 3. I think it's incredible. That's what I want for the sequel to Saturday Night Fever." So like, there's speeches and montages galore, and oh
Well,
God,
yeah.
I love it. So I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm getting rose-colored glasses now, and I got kind of lost my way. So Whiskey
You're
4-1
sick,
with the pitch. Whiskey's pitch: a Moscow discotheque is under new management of a washed-up, self-absorbed con man with the sweetest dance moves people threatened with death or dismemberment have ever seen. And you best believe he's adding a buffet and plenty of new seating. It's Steven Seagal in Saturday Night Gout. Ooh, I love that.
gosh.
I love it. Saturday Night Gout.
You could do the best with that.
So, speaking of all the Stalloneisms and the Rocky Fives and the Rocky-esque nature of Staying Alive itself, it's like somewhere between Rocky 3 and Rocky 4, the James Brown scene, if I could describe it that way. So worth seeing if for morbid curiosity, if nothing else. But what I kind of want to see from this is call me crazy. I think we've seen enough of Travolta in this. I actually don't want to follow up with Tony Manero anymore.
Interesting.
And I also want John Travolta to get his revenge on Sylvester Stallone for what Stallone did to Travolta's career with Staying Alive. Even though it was a hit, it really started this thirsty era of Travolta that like other than Look Who's Talking, he didn't have a fucking hit movie for 10 years, 10 fucking years. And so why don't we have his cousin Stallone Manero, and it could be directed by John Travolta, and he could do his Battlefield Earth worst to Stallone at any age. I don't care if this is at the Over the Top years, at the Demolition Man years, or the fucking Expendables years. Which is another one of those stupid fucking insert your number titles. I hate that so goddamn much.
Well,
Like
he did
Chris
do
Sixum,
Rhinestone, right?
Tiforkin, I hate those.
Didn't Stallone do Rhinestone? Wasn't that like
So yeah, that's the thing,
Nobody knew what they were doing in 1980 to 1984. Nobody knew what they were doing.
Yeah, we were a little lost.
The cocaine brain was still fogged over. Everybody stopped because of Belushi, and everybody was just like, "Hey, let's put Dolly Parton and that Rocky guy together." Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm tired. I gotta.
So here's the thing: you're right, but the only person who occasionally knew what they were doing in those years was Stallone. Like, yes, he would do Rhinestone, he would do Staying Alive, but he would also do First Blood, Rocky 3. Like, he definitely did.
But he did First Blood because he thought he needed a hit. I mean, that's really why he did First Blood because.
Well, he thought he needed a hit outside of Rocky.
Yeah,
he had not done anything.
He wanted another franchise, basically.
Well, not necessarily a franchise. He needed something though, because everything outside of Rocky had.
You gotta give Travolta credit. He did try. There are some movies like Chain of Gold and all those kind of movies. Like he tried. He really did.
Yeah.
He just could not get out of that purgatory until Michael Madsen said no to Pulp Fiction like an idiot.
Wow, yeah, so crazy. And that's a whole nother story. Quentin Tarantino playing like the Welcome Back Kotter board game with Travolta, and then trying to get him into Dust Till Dawn, and Travolta saying no to that, and then saying, "Well, that other thing you're doing sounds interesting, but no, I don't like vampires. That's not for me." Which thank God Travolta didn't like vampires, because that could have ruined a couple of movies with that. Jesus.
So, essentially, like, I mean, I know, like, it's not your favorite, but Quentin Tarantino like resurrected John Travolta's career for sure.
Oh yeah.
Gave him the
But,
ability to have
did-
some
but,
more.
What did we get from that? Other than Face Off, which I love, is a
Hey, you
piece
got
of another
Phenomenon,
masterpiece of
sir.
shit.
We
No,
got
seriously.
Phenomenon and
Phenomenon.
Michael.
Get outta
Bullshit
here.
movie. Michael's a bullshit
Michael.
movie.
Come
Broken
on,
Arrow is a
no.
bullshit
Get out of
movie.
here.
I
Stop.
like them all.
Stop.
I like
Get
them
out of here. I'm
all.
done.
But
If
they're
you don't
fucking
like Michael,
bullshit.
you don't like America.
Get Shorty.
I like
Get
them.
Shorty.
I actually enjoy all those movies, but they're bullshit movies. They're not like real movies like Urban Cowboy or
All right,
Saturday Night
civil action.
Fever
You got to give
or
a civil action credit. Civil actions.
they're not blowout. No, fuck civil action. Fuck domestic
Sure.
disturbance. Fuck the general's daughter. Like,
I'm done
fuck
with this.
all that shit, dude. Fuck that all. Like, that's all bullshit.
But-
Those aren't real movies. Those
You
are
know what?
fluff.
Here's why you're
Mickey Rourke would have never done that shit with his
No, I'm
comeback.
done. Listen, we're fighting. We're doing Brooklyn style because you are a scumbag. Because I know for a fact that you were there for Look Who's Talking Now. You were there, you watched it, and you
We
laughed.
were all
Chris.
unfortunate enough to have
Say
been there
that
for
you
Look
laughed.
Who's Talking Now.
Say
I hate that movie.
Say the weird thing. Say you liked it. Don't.
No, I hate Look Who's Talking Now. The only redeemable
dare
factor
you.
of that movie is that there's a Loverboy reference and the fact that there's a Senor Pizza advertisement on top of the cab at the end of the movie. That's it. That's the only thing to redeem of that whole fucking movie. Even Look Who's Talking 2 has nothing to say or do, but it's fine, I
Yeah,
guess.
well,
it's got
is what it is.
Elias Codius,
All
you know.
right.
But
Go
I love
home
me
and
some
watch
Phenomenon.
Russia with Love.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy those movies. Like I love the whole Travolta comeback years, and it makes me warm. Okay, Get Shorty was good. Now I'm
Get
thinking about
Shorty.
it. Get Shorty is
Yeah.
solid, but like they're still none of them are like films. Like Pulp Fiction is a film, or like what he didn't.
Well, yeah.
He used that to make money. He didn't use that to make art, and there's a difference. All right, and I'll get off my fucking soapbox. Michael Ricci with a little trivia in the chat though. Him saying
Without
the
art,
white
you
poly.
can't make farts, sir.
Michael Ricci saying the white polyester suit worn that Travolta wore was sold at an auction for $145,000. Movie critic Gene Siskel said it was his favorite film, and he watched it 17 times. So I know that Siskel loved this movie. I didn't know he bought the suit though. I'm more interested in where the floor is, though. Ian said, "Where is it? It's in fucking
It
Iowa."
was in Davenport, Iowa. I don't know where it's at now. They moved it. Somebody else bought it or went somewhere, but it's around somewhere.
It must be a bitch to fucking program that, because
there was a club that I went to back in the late 90s, 2000 era or whatever the case may be in New York, which was right down so I went to the China Club. The China Club that I went to was a different one because there was like two different China clubs, whatever the case may be. So it was a little bit more like it wasn't the cool China Club, whatever the case may be. And it was like way past its prime. But there was a club called the Whiskey, and it had a similar floor to the Saturday Night Fever floor, except
That's
it
awesome.
wasn't like they had like more like bluish, clear, and like whatever case may be. But it didn't have like the green and the yellow and stuff like that.
Still, that would be cool. I
But
like.
when you stepped on the different like
Oh, did Billie Jean?
yeah, like it did that kind of thing. Yeah, like and it was like
Oh, yeah.
gel in there too. Whatever. It was pretty.
Whether
kinda
you're
cool.
a mother or a brother, you're staying alive if you're in that, floor, folks.
Yeah, and the
There
Bee
you go.
Gees, again, I don't think enough can be said about like what they did for this franchise. And like I think more than anything, the hardest part of doing another one of these movies would be getting a soundtrack. I mean, you've got Bee Gees and Frank Stallone. How do you top it, folks? How do you top it? I don't know. I don't think we have artists of that magnitude.
You could get Chromeo. Chromeo would be kind of cool.
Is that I don't know if that's a type of paint or if that's a
Chromeo is a band that does a lot of like more. They're not disco-ish. They're more like funk, but like it's still pretty. You can get like you can gravitate more to a funk kind of thing.
It sounds like something that would get the
is-
rust off of a
Chromeo
chain link
is a-
fence.
Chromeo is a movement where you mix grudge with,
Well, Well, that's the other thing. I
Damn,
feel like
guys.
with Punksy Punk.
I feel like, this world needs a cultural movement. I was talking about this like musically, there was like the disco movement and there was like the punk movement and then there was the rap movement and there was like the rap rock movement. And like it has been so long since I felt like there was, there was kind of that post-hardcore thing of the early
Well,
2000s, if you
probably
will.
more in the country. Like we're still in the country
Jelly
era.
roll thing, kind of, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd rather shit in my
Bro
mouth.
country, if you want to call it about it. But
I'd rather drink your piss. Like fucking Jesus
there's-
I will
Christ.
say it. Post Malone
I like
is
it.
like what smell
Malone.
is.
Oh, I don't like any of this right now. I feel worse than a
Well,
net. Jesus
And then
Christ.
you've got a mixed mosh of that going on and stuff like that. So, but in any event, Tony would be lost in this world.
He'd be lost
No,
in his world, yeah.
I honestly feel like if they made a soundtrack or a new soundtrack for a new movie, it would just be a bunch of whoever's like hot right now, and it'd be like covers, and I just think it'd be like
It'd be Bruno
mashup.
Mars.
It'd be Bruno Mars. It'd be Lady Gaga. It would
Dua
be.
Lipa.
Are they still around, or are we like all showing our age now? Like
No,
I
they're
don't
still
even
around.
know. I don't know if
They're
they're
Bruno
still
like
Mars
the
just put out a
things.
new album.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know who's who or what's what. I just feel like musically
Hey.
something needs to happen. Like honestly, I feel
Pop
like the
punk
last
is
thing.
back too.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
you're bringing back old shit. I don't think we need to keep
Yeah.
bringing back old shit. We need something fucking new. Something
It'd be
fucking new.
great.
The last
It'd be
thing I
great.
could think
I
of
know
is like
that
maybe
this guy
dubstep
wants-
or
this
Adele
guy
or
wants-
something. I don't know.
He wants the Wild Stallions future music when they go to see all the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes,
this
You know what?
please. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
now
let's,
you're
let's
talking.
let's not talk about how disappointed I was that I didn't get that future music in the third one.
Well, maybe we'll do
That's,
Bill and Ted one of these days, folks. Maybe we should make that
Early
a VCR Redux coming to you soon.
It's one of my
I don't
favorite
know.
movies of all time.
It is, and it did come back,
Disco
so
Duck.
they might not approve it for us, but you never know. Although there's a pitch in the live chat. Whiskey 41 pitching Michael B. Jordan, Austin Butler, and Weird Al Yankovic in Saturday Night Polka. I think that's the one I want to see, actually. A Weird Al parody of this would be perfection.
Oh, great. Would be great.
And they did so many fucking dance
Kind of
movies.
UHF.
Like, here's the thing: there's kind of the trinity of dance movies for me, and I apologize, we're going a little bit over time here, but the trinity of dance movies, of course, are Dirty Dancing, Saturday Night Fever, and Footloose. Like that's it. That's the Mount Rushmore. No one else will ever be on it. But they all fucking tried. They made a million like Save the Last Dance and Take the Lead
Step
and
Up? Step Up is
Step
good.
Up. No, fuck that.
Yeah,
Step the fuck back, God damn it. All right.
Hey,
Step down and step back. That's what I say. No, you're never gonna match the power of Kevin Bacon, Patrick Swayze, or fucking John Travolta. I mean, those are the guys.
Showgirls.
Showgirls is a great film, but it's this is the dance. Is it a dance movie? I don't know. Yeah. Now we're really getting.
Is Burt
I don't
Reynolds
know.
be? Yeah,
We're getting lost. We're getting lost in like '90s like cable.
Magic Mike.
Cable boners or something.
Flashdance.
Flashdance.
Oh, Flashdance, of course. Yeah, of course. Flashdance.
So
yeah.
unrealistic. So unrealistic. No, that movie. I
But-
can't buy that movie anymore.
But what Flashdance doesn't have, and I love Jennifer Beals, but what Flashdance doesn't have is Swayze, Bacon, or Travolta. And I love Jennifer Beals. I love her. And it should have turned her into the next thing, but the '80s there wasn't enough good roles being written for women for Jennifer Beals to do
There
what
was-
she should have done. in the 80s.
Breaking.
With Ronald
Breaking-
Reagan in Star Wars, there was
Breaking-
no room for
I
her.
love it.
Breaking two. Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that it would be good to have some kind of a movement, but short of that, yeah, the time travel sequel would have been the way to go. I like the Stallone revenge thing. I also like your Rocky V take, that like really dark,
Yeah.
fucked up
Yeah.
look
I
back
like
at,
that
you
one.
know.
I like that one a lot.
But 50 years of trauma, that sounds tough. So I hope that one would have been set maybe when they were at least in their 30s or
Needs the
40s or
apology.
something.
You gotta have the apology.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Also though, I would not mind.
Redemption.
I would not mind the as always, the Kickboxer 3 Art of War, where it's like Tony Manero gets involved in like a drug smuggling ring and he has to save victims of human trafficking in Brazil. It has nothing. There's no dancing at all. Like maybe one scene. Maybe he's there to like teach someone a dance move. And they're very rich, and then he finally does. and you make something endearing. The kid's in a wheelchair or something, and but it's really just a bloodbath, a massacre, Scarface type of thing. I would be here for it.
And then he turned.
Can you imagine if Travolta was Spider in Goodfellas, and when the scene where Joe Pesci is like, "Dance, Spider, dance," and he goes,
See, that's what we need. We need more sequel. They mess up so many with these legacy sequels or these like long overdue sequels where they just kind of do the same thing. We need a sequel with the character that has nothing to do with anything, and just completely drugs. Sure, drug lord, go ahead. Why not?
I hate that. No,
Dude. I love it. Yes, dude, give it to me. 100%.
All the Meatballs characters have to meet in one universe. That's my
the guy. You could be a Casanova Frankenstein type of guy. It just could be some villain who's just like got a disco in his house and whatever.
There you go.
It could be one of Tony's guys.
Wait, you want
back in the day turned out to be one of those pieces of shit turned out to be like a drug running,
like a
scumbagging, child drugging, fentanyl, lacing.
What's his name?
It's
Double J. It's Double J.
Bobby. No, it's Bobby survived the fall this whole time.
Bobby survived. Yes, I love the twist in that. Oh, that's so.
You didn't call me.
You didn't call me. Yeah, that's that's the big reveal of this whole time. You
All
didn't
right,
call
now
me
we
for
did
50 years.
Written by
Oh my god.
Now we got it.
A horror movie of this, and you literally have like a bunch of stuff is happening to Tony wherever he goes. People are getting dying off or whatever like that. It's like the Scream version of Saturday Night Fever, and then all of a sudden Bobby comes out. Yeah.
What if we James Bond this fucking franchise and just recast Tony Manero relentlessly, like every time? Like now he's black, now he's like now he's a woman, like now he's a midget, like now like just no
you can make
shame.
him a spy. You can make him a spy or like an informant. You could do
spy.
a Carlito's Way with Tony.
Oh, Saturday Night Fever: Rise to Power.
Oh my gosh. I want God, I want to watch Carlito's Way now.
Dude, fucking Saturday Night Fever, the Berlin Decision, like
it literally is Saturday. It is the disco movie, the disco cocaine movie. That's Saturday or Carlito's Way.
Yeah.
You
could do that.
I'm okay with it. I am okay with it. Fuck. King of New York, fucking better watch his step because Saturday Night Fever franchise is coming for you. And slinging cocaine all the way there. Did we do it? I don't know. I think we kind of did it, guys. We've done worse.
We fevered it. We had a fever.
Yeah,
did something.
We got a fever in the prescription. This is more shitty sequels.
I don't think I have to watch that movie again.
But your homework is to watch Staying Alive and write a Phantom Spotlight review of it, sir. I would love to see that. There's a B-movie challenge, right? All right, well, I guess it's time for me to say, speaking of his writings, if you came here for the mad genius of Martin Maruri, you definitely want to check out his latest article ranking every movie in the Scream franchise, of course, on fandomspotlight.com.
What's the fifth? Like, what's in the middle?
Spoilers.
So there's 7 of them. I would say I would say Scream 4.
I like Scream 6.
I would say
okay.
Yeah.
I like that Scream 4 is in the middle. We'll talk more about your rankings outside of that. But also, if you came here for the Klinkster, you'll definitely want to check out his latest B-movie challenge on the falsely titled Roger Corman film Naked Paradise, also of course available on fandomspotlight.com. Ian, why is it falsely titled?
Because A, there's no paradise, and B, there's no nakedness.
I can think of at least 2 things wrong with that title. And it's time for me to remind you Fandom fans to tune in next Wednesday at 9 p.m. when we do it all for Damien for our Omen episode. That's right, the conclusion of 70s Fest is getting dark and horrific. As always, if you enjoyed
swinging windows.
As always, if you enjoyed this video, the best way to help us is smash that like button and leave a comment telling us what movie or TV franchise that you want us to cover on a future episode of VCR Redux. And since you're already doing that, you might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow Fandom Spotlight and Pop Culture Punk. Till then, back up those Betamax, rewind those Laserdiscs, and we'll see you at the movies.
Disco duck. Disco duck.